Hey there YouTube, Mike here. Today we're going to be going over a small little growth portfolio that I started in M1 Finance not too long ago. It's pretty small. I'm going to go over why I created it, what stocks I threw in there, what stocks I'm looking to buy in the future, how much my portfolio allocation goes into this, and just kind of show everybody what I'm getting into within the M1 Finance app. So if that interests you, hang around for the video and let's take a look. Hey everyone, welcome back. As always, I'm going to go ahead and implore you to go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below to help the algorithm. If you haven't gotten started in your stock journey and your investment portfolio and you need that Robinhood or M1 Finance account, go ahead and click those. It helps us both out, fund your money, get you some free stocks, and start that journey with me. So if you've been following along with my prior videos, and I'll link some at the end, you know that primarily I'm an incremental dividend investor. I like kind of high quality companies that pay you a dividend every single quarter, kind of help get that snowball rolling a little bit more, a little bit safer of an investment per se. But today I'm going to show you something a little bit different. A couple months ago, I think back in August or so, I actually opened up an M1 Finance portfolio. I wanted to give that a try. I wanted to see if it was a little more user-friendly than Robinhood, you know, kind of what the functionality was. And I kind of, more than anything, wanted to play around with it with just a little bit of money. And I thought, what better way to do that than to get into some of the popular growth stocks. As much as I had my money invested in Robinhood with the dividend stocks, I still felt like I needed some exposure to the stocks everybody knows, Microsoft, Apple, things of that nature. So I took advantage of one of those M1 links like you can find below in the video, and I got free extra $10 or so from signing up and funding my portfolio. And so I started to kind of dabble with M1 Finance, and I wanted to share with you what I'm doing. Now, if you've been following my Robinhood Dividend Portfolio, you know I'm investing $55 every single week into that portfolio, and that's kind of what I'm using to create my large snowball with the dividends being reinvested and things of that nature. But I was getting a little bit of FOMO with missing out on these growth stocks like Tesla that were just taking off at the time. I also needed a little more exposure into tech. So what I started doing was putting $10 in per week into this M1 Finance portfolio. I know it's only $10 a week. It's not a large portfolio. It was just something I was dabbling in, but I still wanted to share it. Obviously, my goal is to put in a little bit more. But overall, this portfolio right now, we'll jump into it, is only valued at $389. Now, again, that was $100 up front that you needed to finance it to get that little bonus money, and $10 a week. But so far, I'm up 43%, which is pretty incredible. And we'll go into the stocks here in a minute that I picked. So that's 43% on these growth stocks, while right now my Robinhood Dividend Portfolio, I am up 13.64 since I started. So we're definitely getting more of a return on investment, at least in the growth aspect of these stocks and these stock prices in the M1 Finance portfolio. So it's definitely something I'm glad I'm getting exposed to. I still believe that my dividend portfolio is the safer play in the long run. You never know when one of these stocks could tank out. I do have Tesla in this. I've only got 5 stocks in this little portfolio. Again, it's kind of like a test run, but I think I want to add a few more and hopefully double this weekly investment. Hopefully make it $20, $30, $40 as I go along and I'm able to afford it. And keep it, you know, at 10% of my portfolio overall, and then have the dividends be my larger portion of my portfolio. So let's jump into this and let me show you what I created with this pie, as they call it. The way M1 Finance is set up is that you're basically picking your stocks and then allocating a percentage of your investment into those stocks. So you create your portfolio pie, and then you're going to allocate a percentage. So I started off pretty simple. I went through 5 stocks, the 5 stocks that everybody is kind of knows and loves, and they're growth stocks. They're not really speculative plays, but they are those bigger tech stocks. So you're looking at Tesla, which is obviously everybody's darling right now. This thing only seems to go up somehow. They're not making that kind of money, so I don't understand why it's shooting so far up, but damn it, I want to get in on it, so I did. So I've got Tesla going. Apple, of course. Apple's not going anywhere. They're one of the companies that's on the forefront of innovation. You got Microsoft, Google, the Alphabet, of course, and Amazon. So the five big players, kind of in that tech realm. I kind of wanted to get exposed to it, and I kind of wanted to see what M1 Finance can do. And for something like this, I tend to like it. I'm not really trying to buy these five stocks at any certain stock price. I'm not really waiting for them to dip and trying to find a good deal on them per se. I'm just trying to invest my money every single week the best that I can, and just kind of catching it at whatever price it is. And that's kind of one of the cons to M1 Finance is it's a little hard to hold your money, especially if you want to make it automated. You have to go in there every day and set which stocks to buy. They only have certain pay windows, and that's something I can get into in another video. It's not as user-friendly as Robinhood, I'll put it that way, but it is if you want to set it and forget it. I rarely open M1 Finance. It just puts that $10 in. It allocates 20% right now to each of those five stocks, and I set it and forget it, and it does what it does. So I do kind of like that aspect of it. And then I can have a little bit more control in that Robinhood Dividend Portfolio. So just looking at these stocks, since I started putting in a little bit of money back in August, Tesla's up 114%, which means I wish I'd put my entire Robinhood stock portfolio in there. I'd be up, $5 or $6 grand. But you can't think like that. That's you're talking about really gambling at that point. Apple's up 32%, Alphabet's up 31%, Microsoft 13%, Amazon 11%. And you can see my pie up here, just the five little sectors that I have. Everything's pretty equal. Obviously, Tesla is kind of overtaking everything, but that's to be expected with the way that stock has grown. So I like M1 Finance for certain things, and I think I want to expand this portfolio a little bit. I'm looking at stocks I want to get involved with, a little more on the e-commerce side, maybe try to do some speculative plays here and there. Maybe some EV stocks that I can kind of toss in a few dollars in. I would hate to do that too much on this platform, especially if it's something I'm just putting money into and I'm not checking it as often because it is so automated. I want to make sure that I'm keeping tabs on some of those speculation plays. But I definitely want to put a little money in something like PayPal or Square, Visa, things of that nature that I think still have some good run and growth into them. And I don't think they're really going anywhere. Maybe, like I said, some of those EV stocks is highly on something I want to put some money in. NEO, do I want to try to catch a little portion of that next Tesla run if you can find it? You're kind of you're looking for a needle in a haystack with a stock like that. But again, I'm not really using a ton of money here. I'm putting in $10 a week. If you divvy that out, with your 20% per of the five companies, you're talking $2 a week. So it's definitely not anything that I am terrified that if it goes to zero, I'll lose. If Tesla went to zero right now and just completely tanked out, and Elon Musk, took joint out of his mouth and threw it out the window and said, "I'm done," I'm losing $100. So it's not going to cripple me financially. I've been pretty smart with my money, and this is just kind of for fun. But I would like some exposure to some other stocks. So drop some comments below. Tell me what I should add to this. In my growth portfolio. Tell me what you think are running. Do I take a gamble on a cannabis stock and kind of start filtering in a few bucks into something like that now that Democrats are in control of the government? Maybe legalization comes up and kind of get in on that growth. So yeah, I just want to take the time kind of show you this M1 Finance portfolio. Again, kind of different than the Robinhood. I'm not really sure which one I prefer. I tend to lean toward Robinhood because I can be a little more hands-on with it, with the interface. I might get into a video of the pros and cons of each of those, but I wanted to share with you my little growth sector, my little growth portfolio here that goes along with the Robinhood Dividend Portfolio. And if you have any questions, comment down below. Again, hit those links if you need to get started on your investment journey with me. And again, like and subscribe, and thank you for joining. And of course, have a blessed day, a blessed weekend, and take care of yourselves.